One of the reasons that snooker is so loved worldwide is due to the strong etiquette, gentlemanly conduct and lack of cheating seen in other sports. However, despite having the reputation as probably the least controversial sport in the world, there have been numerous controversies in the game, some of which I'm going to go through with you now. And just a quick one, if you do like this kind of content and want to see me make more videos on snooker's controversies, please smash the like button and subscribe. I'll make a second video like this if I get enough likes. Number 1. It wouldn't be right to start a snooker controversy video without beginning with the king of controversy, Alex Higgins. After the two-time world champion had defeated Mike Hallett in the last 16 of the 1986 UK Championship, Higgins was approached by tournament director Paul Hatherall to provide a urine sample for a random drugs test as part of the WPBSA's new anti-doping policy. Higgins reacted aggressively, highlighting that he had already been tested earlier in the tournament and felt he was being treated unfairly. According to passages in Let Me Tell You About Alex by the legendary John Virgo, Alex was quickly telling the doctor that he would be unable to urinate while he was watching, so he might as well f*** off. I saw the doctor later and he was a nervous wreck. I was upstairs at the time and word quickly came up that Alex had refused to give the sample and had instead headbutted Paul Hatherall, the tournament director. Allegedly, Hatherall had blood coming out of his head and was holding cotton wool to his eye, before Higgins charged at Virgo, swerved him and punched his way through a wooden door shouting, "Every f***ing tournament I'm being persecuted." The repercussions for Hurricane Higgins were severe. He was fined £12,000 by the WPBSA and suspended from 5 tournaments. I see this incident as a turning point in Higgins' career. He had never been shy of controversy or the tabloids, but it seemed after this moment the only thing he made the newspapers for was his reckless drinking or anti-establishment tendencies, which is a shame because he is undeniably one of the most important snooker players in history and a true genius. Number 2. If you know anything about Ronnie O'Sullivan, you'll know that one of the reasons he is seen as such a genius is the fact he is so ambidextrous. Ronnie has made centuries with his left hand, which is remarkable when you put into context just how difficult snooker is anyway. It wasn't always this way though, because during the 1996 World Championship first round match between Ronnie O'Sullivan and Canadian Alain Robidoux, Ronnie decided to start playing some shots left-handed, especially when the frames had been won mathematically. Robidoux took serious offence at this, interpreting Ronnie's decision to play shots left-handed as disrespectful and unsporting. The match ended with a weird passage of play which saw Robidoux continue to play on where there was no chance of him winning, with Ronnie playing a number of shots that continued the frame as well, which became a weird and awkward stalemate. Once the game finally ended, Robidoux didn't shake Ronnie's hand and had this to say.
If he wants to do something like that, he's got to do it in an exhibition, not in a match, a professional match. You know, when you do an exhibition, you're allowed to do that, but when you're playing a professional match, you shouldn't do that.
O'Sullivan's reaction to this was to claim that I'm better with my left hand than he was with his right. That's just Ronnie, innit? Number 3. Let me take you back 20 years for a bit of nostalgia. It's 2005. The cigarette manufacturer Embassy is still sponsoring the World Championship. Those iconic globes are still there in the arena. Beautiful. The red carpet is still there. You know what? This actually makes me feel warm inside. Wait. Is that Peter Ebdon? In the 2005 World Championship quarterfinals between reigning world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan and Ebdon, Ebdon's slow play became infamous. It took Ebdon over 5 minutes to make a break of 12, which is mental when you think it took Ronnie 5 minutes and 8 seconds to make a maximum 147 break in exactly the same place. This was the first instance of slow play, which led to World Snooker talking about shot clocks and other methods to deter players from playing this way. 20 years later, however, and nothing has been done. Have a look for yourself. Number 4. Before we get into this controversial moment, I want to start with a disclaimer. John Higgins did not match fix. He also did not agree to fix any matches, contrary to popular belief. In May 2010, the News of the World released a video of John Higgins and his manager, Pat Mooney, apparently agreeing a deal with undercover reporters posing as businessmen, wanting to set up a series of fixed matches. The meeting took place in the Ukrainian capital of Kiev, during which Higgins and Mooney were recorded agreeing to lose specific frames in return for €300,000. Higgins was seen saying he had no problem with the idea, though he appeared somewhat nervous and unclear in parts of the footage, which is something that set alarm bells off for me initially when I watched the video back closely. The footage caused uproar. Higgins was immediately suspended from professional competition by the sport's governing body, pending investigation, before he publicly announced that he denied any wrongdoing, claiming he went along with the conversation out of fear and suspicion, especially given the unexpected nature of the meeting and the unusual location. In September 2010, the investigation reached its conclusion. An independent tribunal cleared Higgins of match fixing, finding no evidence that he had intended to follow through with the agreement or had ever fixed a match. However, Higgins was found guilty of breaching rules by failing to report the approach to the authorities and bringing the sport into disrepute. As a result, he received a 6-month ban, backdated so he was able to return to play soon after the verdict, and a £75,000 fine. I wonder what your opinion is of this famous controversy. Number 5. During the 2012 World Championship first round, Northern Ireland's Mark Allen faced Chinese qualifier Cao Yupeng. The match was going along normally until the 10th frame, with Cao leading 5-4. Allen alleged that Cao committed a push shot, a situation where the cue tip remains in contact with the cue ball as it strikes the object ball, which is against the rules. Allen claimed that Cao failed to acknowledge the foul, which players are expected to do if the referee misses it. Referee Paul Collier did not call a foul and television replays were inconclusive. Allen expressed his frustration, stating, "I'm disgusted. The state of snooker is very sad if it has to be down to that, but it's not the first time." Following the match, Allen made broader accusations, suggesting that cheating was a trait among Chinese players, referencing past incidents involving others. These remarks were widely criticised as inappropriate and potentially discriminatory. The WPBSA conducted a disciplinary hearing and found Allen in breach of conduct rules. He was fined £10,000, given a 3-month suspended ban, and required to undergo media training. Allen later issued a public apology, acknowledging that he had overstepped the line and expressing regret for his comments. He also came into press conferences with gaffer tape over his mouth. So which incident did you think was the most controversial? Please let me know down below, and like I said earlier, if you want to see part 2, please smash the like button, it really does help me.